Hey guys, welcome to the channel. This is going to be a place for more of people who like customized things and have a little bit of OCD like myself. And when you go out and buy a nice product and it's what you want and what you need, but it's just not quite the look you want 100%. So I'm going to take you through my journey a little bit on what I do with a lot of the things that I get. From simple to not, just from the Vyper chair right now that I'm installing for myself, for my business, and everything from that to my toolboxes to just how I organize my drawers and all that kind of stuff. So I take you along this little journey, and sometimes people get some good information and good little tips on what to do for their project. So I'll take you along on this little journey. Some of you guys might like it, some of you guys might not, but it's just my flavor on things. So anyways, here's my Vyper chair. I sort of started off already. I didn't really know if I was going to do this or not. My wife sort of pushed me in this direction, but anyways, this is the Vyper chair that I got from my detailing business, and I ordered the blacked out package, and it wasn't quite there yet. I got the seat cushion all black with the blue stitching, all the powder coated arms in the wrinkle black, the tool tray, but the casters came, of course, silver, and all the hardware was grade 8 zinc plated, which was fine, but sort of took away from the black look they were trying to go for. So from the aluminum block here for the base block and the locking block for the chair was all aluminum. So I took everything apart and sent it to my anodizer, had it hard type 3 anodized, and as well as the aluminum ring, actually it's probably stainless, ring that goes around it for a footrest, which is here. And I sent that out and had that Linexed because that was as close to the wrinkle powder coat finish that Vyper chair uses on their products. Then it's a little bit more heavy duty than even a powder coat, so it will last forever, and it turned out really well, and it goes great with the look that I was going, the blacked out look with a little bit of blue that I was going for. So did that with the tool tray as well. So the hardware getting sourced, it's not that hard. What I do is I source. I usually go to different hardware stores, or if I can't find the different diameters and different types of bolts that they use, either metric or standard, I go to Ace Hardware, go online and get parts. Sometimes I run into the problem like this, where some of the bolts that I'm using and got from the same company that they say are black oxide treated are more of a gray looking and not black like the other ones. So I'll have to go and change these out or find another manufacturer that matches and is a true black. But for now, so I don't have to put the zinc plated bolts back in it, just to finish up my chair so I can start enjoying it until I find and chase the right hardware for that. The wheels were black. The only thing that will be sort of gray on it are the inside of the wheels, which are plastic on the roller bearing, which you sort of can't change anyhow. So yeah, so I'm just gonna go finish tightening these bolts up, start assembling the thing, and then give you guys a look at what a fully custom Vyper chair is. It's a great quality product. I highly recommend them. They're great, made in the USA, good guys. It's all SAE hardware, which I like. It's easier to get some things, and yeah. So let's take our tools, and we're just gonna start making sure everything is nice and tight. I already got this all squared away, most of it. Yeah, some of these companies are doing a really good job now. But like I said, if you get a type of package and it's almost there what you want, you have to either just keep it as is, or for someone like me, who that's not good enough for, you just take it apart, you go the extra little mile, and you customize it, sort of make it your own. And so when someone sees that and go, hey, they make that like that, say, no, I made it like that, but this is why I did to do that. So if you like that same kind of look, and you're going for that same kind of look, then everyone's happy. So, with the money you're spending, I think, on these really high-end products like this for a chair, and they offer a package, they should you know, maybe go one step further too. But like I said, it's personal preference, and like I said, I'm totally aware that I am nitpicky, and a little bit of, you know, my OCD goes over the top a little bit. But I think that if, like I said, if someone was spending this kind of money, even for a chair, spending a little bit more money just to get the look that you're going for is really not that bad. So. That's looking nice. Tight. Done the same thing with my snap-on toolbox, which I'll show you guys if you guys are interested and have enough interest in. I'll go through my toolbox and how I organized it and what I feel is the best way. I have over 20-something years in manufacturing and mechanic background, working from different companies. So just the efficiency of the toolboxes, different types of toolboxes that I've had over the years. You learn as you grow, and you find out what works best for you. But and usually, if you're an organized person, aren't one of those guys who just throw everything in a box and sort of you'll find it when you find it. I think with that kind of skill set that I can bring, it's very efficient, and it just makes things also look aesthetically pleasing for that. So. Awesome, all tight. So it's looking pretty good already. I de-badged. There was only one little badge on here that I took off a Vyper chair. There was a chrome kind of badge. So everything is looking good. I'm gonna go run and grab the rest of the parts, and I will be back shortly. Okay, so next up I got my wheels. Got the new casters that I had painted. They turned out pretty well. A little satin black. These were the hardware that came with the bolts. Of course, just a typical standard zinc coated silver. And that was not, of course, good enough. So let's see. Everything turned out perfect. Yes. So, should go with a locking bolt. Now the hardware, like I said, it's a hit or miss. You know, unless you're going with a specific company, which most of the time I do, to try to get matching colors as far as, you know, there's different colors of black. You know, some are lighter than others. For instance, this nut got from the same company, and one is about 4 shades lighter in black, so it's more of a gray charcoal than this one here. So I'll have one that's off, and of course that will drive me a little bit nuts, so I'll use this in the meantime. That looks really good right there. Like just to get my chair going so I can put my butt on a nice new chair. So yeah, it's working pretty good. Turning out well, happy with it. Of course, I'll probably edit this and speed this process up because watching me fumble around with some tools is probably not the finest. But most of the tools I have are pretty nice. They all come pretty slick. I think one day I'll do a tool tour of my toolbox just to show you guys a little something. The bolts I'm replacing, very similar, a little smaller headed, so it's a little bit more modern, but also, you know, same length, same dimensions. And your head. Let's see here. You're right, probably. What I was thinking about, I'm just getting over a cold, so if I'm clearing my throat or sound a little nasally, that's what it is. Got it from the kiddos, like always. But I remember these nuts are underneath. I won't have to worry so much about replacing the one that doesn't look so black, because it will not be seen, which is nice. Saves me a extra headache, but if it bugs me and keeps me up at night, might replace it anyways. So I start getting heavy and flopping on. They said, install it upside down. They say, I said, okay. All of this stuff can be easily done. Easily meaning that if you have a network already set up of powder coaters and know someone who powder coats, or you have your local anodizer for your aluminum things and you can have anodized. I had a new mountain bike I purchased to start having fun and keep in shape as I get older here. And bike's pretty sick. Of course, did some custom things to it. And had 80% blacked out bolts on the bike from the factory. But of course, there was that 10 to 20% that was not for some weird reason. So, what did I have to do? Find a better bolt company that specializes in certain specific heads for mountain bikes, and replace all the bolts that weren't black with black bolts. So that's a nice little product I'm sure I'll show you at some point. And let's stabilize that real quick. And the size, let's see here. Not what the head was on that. There. 3/4. That's a good time to take you behind the camera. I don't know, to get behind the camera and show you my toolbox setup. It's getting there. There's always something different to do and whatnot, but I think I need to get me a 5/8, and let's go to the wrench drawer, which I'll show you. It's a toolbox widget. Pretty nice. Let's get a 5/8. If you guys are interested, let me know, and I'll do my mechanic shop toolbox tour for you if you want more information on what is what and what system I use. Let's get this tripod set up. There you go. Let's turn her over. Oh, that's looking pretty sick. That's legit right there. Pretty awesome. So with a smaller head, I believe we can get this footrest ring on. The guys at my local Linux place did a really good job on this, so I think that, oh yeah, that's sick. That's sick. So, my hardware here. Oh yeah. Of course, all the time and prep and everything's going on, the more time you spend on prep, when you have things coated, besides anodizing, when you have things powder coated and Linexed, it always adds, excuse me, so much more material, and you have to make sure that you have a drill or a file to punch the holes back out, and make sure they're the right size for the bolt to go through, so there's not any kind of tolerance and hiccup issues and all that kind of stuff. So. So much better. I put this thing, of course, together when I got it new in the box. When I custom ordered it, and I got it from Obsessed Garage, Matt Mormon, who I follow. We have similar minds. He has a lot of cool stuff, and he likes the colors that I sort of like, with the blue and the black and all that good stuff. So I purchased it from him because I'm honoring the source, which it's a phrase that he says all the time, which I've always sort of done, maybe never called it that, but he's on a little higher level of OCD, I think, an obsession and compulsive disorder. If you follow him and watch his show, he goes through his journey and what he did for therapy and different things that he did to combat that and keep it under control. I fortunately am not at that level, which I am very, very thankful for. So I can just, it hits me harder sometimes than others, but definitely manageable and definitely not something that I have to really worry about. Oh, that is nice. That is nice. When you plan things, you set things up properly, you work in a clean environment, you have nice tools, everything just goes really smooth. Apply the same principles to my work ethic, or now that I'm working for myself for OCD detail, I'm getting that business up and running. It's in its baby infant stages, but it's there. And I believe if you set yourself up that way in any type of business, and have those principles, doesn't matter what you do, you will be successful in it. And there's a lot of people that doing this kind of stuff, and that's why I was sort of hesitant to do anything online or any kind of YouTube or any kind of things like that. But everyone does different things differently, but some people just need that extra vision sometimes in a project, or that extra push to say, hey, what you have is nice, but you can just do a little bit more to it, or do a little bit things differently, and it will be so much more awesome, custom, and different, and no one else will have one like that. So if someone says, oh yeah, Vyper chair, I probably got the same one you got, and they look at yours and go, why does yours look so much different than mine? Then you will know. So let's clean up some and put some tools away, since I'm moving on to the stem. So this is the clamp lever assembly that the seat pad itself threads into for the height adjustment. This is your lock clamp. So this was all raw aluminum, and it had chrome bolts. So I had obviously blacked out hardware for it, and I anodized everything that was aluminum. The only thing I couldn't, of course, was the barrel that was in there, which I painted on the outside, and the threaded bar that goes through here, which is steel, onto this threaded aluminum nut. So closest can be, if I really wanted to, I could have spray painted that. Obviously the threads would have been reshined, and then I could have took a Sharpie, or I might even do a paintbrush or something like that. You can hardly see that when it's done though, and try to do that. So we will line this up such. And yeah, so chasing something super nice. Oh, okay. I see. That doesn't want to Alright. My bad. I don't want to have to remove the lock clamp again, try to scratch it into anodizing. So, there you go. So I'll just do the old school one at a time, huh? Of course, the anodize, nothing gets really threaded up. You just want to make sure you start everything by hand so you don't cross strip into aluminum. And you're putting the steel bolt into aluminum. This is not a high frequency, or just a high frequent maintenance part. So anti-seize and things of that nature, Loctite, don't have to be applied here. This is just to sit down while you're polishing and detailing cars, look cool doing it. And that's most of the time part of what we're doing this is because we want to look cool doing what we do. Some people care about that, some don't. And that's just fine. And I have to get this. Most of my tools are Snap-on, Matco, Cornwell, the 3-tool things, but I do have some Craftsman and some different things, different companies of specialty tools that you need to do specific tasks. And you can probably guess my favorite color is blue, and so most of my tools that I can get are blue, if I can find them and have them ordered for me that way. So that's how it helps complete the package. And all my tool organizers and stuff like that, I have the companies that make the ones that I like and that I think are some of the best. I have them, if they don't make it, I try to call them up and contact them and say, hey, can you maybe make this for me? I mean, I know I'm not that special or just anything crazy, but sometimes if you pay a little bit more and just show an interest in what you're doing and a passion for what you're doing, you'll be amazed on some of the companies that will work with you and try to help you complete your look or what you're trying to do. Because any kind of thing like that is just almost free exposure for them. Pretty sweet here. Probably put this on the ground, but because I'm recording, I'll try to get this on there. So this is the top of the seat here. Of course, all black leather with the blue Vyper chair logo and blue stitching. We got cobalt blue, which is one of my favorite blues. The color of my company's logo is cobalt blue, black and white. So this just simply goes in here and starts threading on, I believe. Oh, that's right, huh? I have the bolts underneath here to attach this, which you never see unless this is raised up high and laying on the ground, or zinc plated. So I might take one out and have that replaced, or I might have something here in my black hardware organizer. Well, I probably don't. It's that size, or maybe I do. Maybe not. But that'll be a little project for someone else where I can just, if I'm really thinking on it and I think it's something that I actually can glance down and see, of course I will change it. Oh, this is looking sick. Nice. I usually sit, I'm not the tallest human in the world, but let's lock it in. when it's square to a flat surface. There we go. And you can see the clamp. There you go. And what a cool way to see the clamp. Maybe, yeah, straight like that. So now it's squared up. If someone's looking at it. Oh yeah, that's pretty much it. That's not tight enough, is it? That's tight enough. Awesome. Let me set this on the ground. Let's see what we got. Oh yeah. Oh, and then wants to roll because that floor is super not fresh, but awesome. Let me see this thing. I think this turned out pretty nice. So super nice. Only thing you got left is those gray flats on the faces of the wheels, which is, I mean, it is what it is. I can't really, I mean, I could probably spray paint that maybe though, and it would stick. You can't coat it, but maybe some dye, huh? Maybe some dye. But anyways, turned out super nice. I didn't take a video or a picture of it when it was installed, but you can go online and look at some of the pictures of installed, you know, pre-installed chairs that come from the factory. Like I said, they have great hardware, great stuff, all the materials top notch. But if you're going for that blacked out package that they sort of offer with the legs and the tool tray and the black leather and all that stuff, you can even get black stitching for the Vyper, so it's like sort of a murdered out kind of thing. And I mean, their look is with that, you know, grade 8 gold zinc. Plated hardware, you know, which is great hardware, you know, it lasts forever. It shows that it's good quality, but if you just want that to send it over the edge with a full black look, super nice, super smooth, has tool tray storage. You can always add on the back if you wanted to. It is black wrinkle powder coat, and you can get the backrest that has the blue stitching on it as well. So yeah, it just turned out really nice. So that's it for this one. I'll do some more in-depth things. Like I said, if people show enough interest and you want to see what's in the toolbox more, I can go do an in-depth view of the toolbox, or into my detail business with any of the high-end stuff that I use for my pressure washers. You know, anything from knife sharpening to the gunsmithing, to how you lay out your cabinets for organization for business, for obviously mine being detailed business. Then, yeah, so things of that nature that sort of get me excited when I'm doing a project and getting things done. I mean, it's always exciting to get new things that you want, and then the coolest thing is installing them, doing things that are a little different, doing quick disconnects on the wall to mount your, you know, tools and all your toys and all your things that you do for everything. So, yeah. Well, I hope you enjoyed sort of the first video. It's going to be sort of a mess. I'll do like an intro, or my wife will help me set that up and edit some things so it doesn't seem so out of whack. But yeah, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Give it a thumbs up, a like, maybe subscribe to the channel if you're one of those people that have a little bit of the OCD bug in them and like to perfect things and like different views and things you might want to modify your things with. So see you guys on the next one.